Okay, so we're going to get right into this here with number 5. Number 5 is the internment camp on the highway just east of SATCOM Array NW07C. Goes to remind you that during the Great War in Fallout, or well, the Resource War in Fallout universe here, that the United States did the same thing that we did during World War II. We rounded up American citizens that may have held allegiance to their ancestral homes or where they immigrated from and cloistered them away because they believed that they were dangerous. Did that in World War II, apparently did it again here. A lot of people say that's completely and utterly wrong, and yes, concentration camps of all types are wrong, but, I mean, not to get too political in this day and age, there are some politicians, even here in the United States, that say their allegiance is with other countries instead of the United States, which is just kind of fucked up. But that entire mentality and way of thinking is what causes stuff like this. Right? They didn't use trains in the Fallout universe for this, they used box trucks. Trailers hauled by semi-trucks. Guess it's a lot more inconspicuous. I guess it keeps the general public a little less wary of certain things. But at the end of the day, it's not too much different here. By the by, there's a 10mm pistol, a couple of health kits here, and a magazine. And that's about it. Beyond, you know, all the named skeletons, which is one of the rarities for Fallout, is where you actually get names for the skeletons you find laying around. I'm fairly sure the one that's outside the truck is a guard, since he had a 10mm pistol. But yeah, with that, we'll move on to number 4. Number 4 is Lucky's, sometimes called Lucky's Pawn Shop. It's not too far from Tenpenny Tower. In fact, you look southwest of it and you'll find it past the metro mooring station, I should say. This is one of those locations no one ever really comes to unless you're looking for certain things. There's a magazine here, there's a unique set of sunglasses here, and for those of you that like to make homemade weapons and the like, I'm fairly certain that there are enough supplies here to make at least one of every weapon schematics worth of homemade weapons. There's the pair of sunglasses, the Lucky Shades. Give +1 to luck. But beyond that, I do believe there are enough supplies here to make one of every handcrafted weapon in the game. Mind you, the magazine is under the front counter. I walk right past it here, but you can see it right there out of the bottom right of the screen. Walk right past it. Didn't even realize it was there. A few missiles and stuff to pick up, but that's about it for this location. Again, only really used for collectors and or people that want to make every homemade weapon in the game. Collect a unique set of sunglasses, or after all the magazines in the game. That's about it for this location. So we'll move on to the next one. Number 3. The Roach King's Throne. Now, the Roach King here is one of the few unique named NPCs that you're not really going to run across. And it's just the Roach King's Throne. That's it. It's west of the Temple of the Union by like a square on the map. It's a chair, an ammo box. You can grab a minigun. I don't know if they're completely randomized, but this Roach King was a woman, so who knows. They usually have like 5 or 6 rad roaches with them, and you can pick up a mini nuke here above the chair. It's also a neat chair made out of an old piece of playground equipment. Not much else to talk about this place. Just one of them unique locations that just kind of was just put here. So moving on to the next one, which is number 2. Now, number 2 is another one of those locations that was made mostly as set dressing, although you get kind of a bigger version of this in Fallout 4, which is kind of funny. This is the Mole Rat Racetrack. Now, you'll sometimes run across raiders here. I didn't really run into any raiders. I guess I just didn't spawn. But it's supposed to be exactly what the name entails. A racetrack that was set together so that they could race mole rats around it. You'll find a bottle of whiskey, a couple of med kits, usually have stim packs in them, some jet, and that's about it. Although in Fallout 4, they take it to a next level higher and take an old horse racing track and turn that into a robot racing track. Although I don't know if it was a robot racing track before the end of the world. Who knows? It's neat that they reused an idea like this into something bigger and made it a named location. But this just goes to show you that there could be all sorts of different entertainment here in the Wasteland, and racing giant mole rats, which I don't think I have no idea if we actually have an indigenous type of burrowing rat along the northeast of the United States. Yes, field mice and whatnot have burrows, but I have no idea what a mole rat is supposed to be. Especially one of these ones in this game. Anyway, we're going to move on to number 1 now, before I get too sidetracked. Now, this is a location everyone's heard of, but not that many people actually know exists in-game. Looks like just another part of the scenery here. Some flags over the top of it. As far as I know, it's the only location in-game that does something like this for its entrance. I could be wrong, though. Again, I'm not a master of this game by any means. But this is Rockopolis, the same place that Dashwood on the radio talks about. One of the safest places in the Wasteland until slavers from the pit found it. It's interesting to see that these places that are supposed to be like made up in-game fairy tales pretty much actually exist. Dashwood talks about how him and Argyle were allowed to come in here and took refuge here, and the people of Rockopolis gave him sanctuary, and then they were kicked out due to an incident between him and the king's daughter, and that later on, Argyle died, and you can find Argyle here, dead. Again, this is one of those locations everyone hears about, but only really collectors of things know about because, well, there's no need for someone to come looking for this place if they're not after every bobblehead, or just this particular bobblehead. There's no unique weapons, there's no unique, really anything but the holotape and the bobblehead here. Anyway, that ends number 1 on our list. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm just going to keep making these Monday list videos like this because, I don't know, they're fun and I get to look back at it's more of the lore of a game that I've enjoyed quite a bit over the years since it came out, so again, thanks for watching. Hope you liked it.